This is the Anker solar generator SOLIX C300 I've been using for the past few weeks on a couple of camping trips and during a short power outage at home. I wanted to talk about it because I kept reaching for it instead of my older gear, and it made me rethink what I actually need from a small power station. The C300 sits in that ultra-portable 300-watt, 288 watt-hour class. It's not trying to replace a big home backup box. It's made for people who need quiet, clean power for laptops, phones, cameras, routers, small lights, and the random campsite gadget. If you're a weekend camper, a photographer on the move, or you just want a compact backup for short outages, that's who this is for. Price-wise, it lands in the middle of the pack for this size, but it leans hard on fast charging and smart design to earn its spot. What stood out to me right away was how quickly I could get it ready before heading out. I'd plug it into the wall while I packed, and watch it jump to most of a full charge by the time my bag was zipped. I'm used to babying older stations overnight to top them off, and with this one, I don't have to plan that far ahead. The 140W USB-C port is also two-way, so I've been using the same port to fast charge my MacBook Pro and to refill the C300 itself from a high-watt USB-C brick in the car. Out in the field, the 60W solar panel that comes with this bundle has been more useful than I expected. It's not a giant panel, so I wasn't expecting miracles, but it's easy to set up. The included XT60 cables are straightforward, and in good midday sun, I was seeing a steady trickle that actually kept up with my daytime loads. On a clear summer afternoon, I was pulling around 45 to 55 watts. On a hazy day or with some tree shade, it dipped closer to 25 to 35. With the 288 Wh battery, I could start it full in the morning, work off it during the day while cameras and drones sipped power, and end the afternoon still sitting at a comfortable percentage. If you're trying to go sun to full in one shot with this small panel, expect several hours and be realistic about clouds and angle. For me, it was more of a top me off while I use it setup, and it did that well. Cord selection is practical. I ran a laptop on USB-C at full speed, kept two phones and an iPad topped up, and used the AC outlets for a camera battery charger and a small desk fan in the tent at night. Noise is barely a thing. The fans are whisper quiet. I had it at arm's length next to my sleeping pad and it never bothered me. Heat management is good too. It got warm when I pushed it hard, but never felt sketchy, and I didn't have to lift it for airflow. The shape helps more than I expected. It's a compact vertical design with a sturdy handle, so it sits in a corner of my camp table without eating up space. At home, I tucked it between the couch and a bookshelf and didn't feel like I had a clunking toolbox sitting out. The front light bar has turned into one of those small features I actually use all the time. It's not a spotlight, but it's perfect for diffused tent light or a quick check of cables in the dark without grabbing a headlamp. I did try it as a mini UPS for my modem and router during a quick neighborhood outage. It switched over cleanly and the internet stayed up. That gave me more peace of mind than I expected for something this portable. If you work from home and your power flickers a couple times a year, this kind of use case is where a small station like this pulls double duty. There are quirks, and I noticed them early. The auto shutdown on tiny loads can be annoying. When I ran a featherweight USB fan at the lowest setting, it shut itself off a couple hours later because the draw was so low. Same thing happened once with a smartwatch charger. The workaround that actually helped was to keep a second device drawing a bit more power or use the car socket with an adapter that holds a steadier draw. On a different note, if you leave the AC inverter on with nothing plugged in, it sips at the battery, and you'll wake up to a bigger percentage drop than you expect. I learned to tap the AC button off when I'm done. The screen is clear indoors, but gets glary in direct sunlight. I ended up shading it with my hand to read it at noon. For a CPAP check, I ran an Air Mini for a friend on a quick overnight car camp. With the humidifier and heated hose off, it got through the night on AC, and still had enough juice for phones in the morning. One test evening it shut down a couple hours in when the draw dipped, which was not great. Switching to a 12V DC adapter solved it for us and made the draw more consistent. If you rely on a CPAP, I'd recommend going DC and doing a home test first. AC worked, but DC felt more reliable. Compared to what I used before, this feels like a big step in the right direction. I used to carry a Jackery Explorer 240. It was solid for its time, but it charged slowly, the fan spun up more often, and it didn't have the high-watt USB-C that modern laptops want. I've also borrowed a bigger EcoFlow from a friend, which is great for heavier loads, but way heavier to haul, and overkill for the kind of trips I take. The C300 hits a sweet spot, enough power for real work, small enough that I'll actually bring it, and fast enough charging that I don't have to plan around it. As for value, I look at three things: how often I grab it, how much friction it saves me, and how it holds up. I've grabbed this one constantly. It cuts out the, did I remember to charge overnight stress, because I can slam charge it while I pack. It's quiet and compact, so I don't think twice about bringing it into a tent or setting it next to my desk. And with LiFePO4 cells and a long warranty, it feels like something I won't be replacing anytime soon. If your expectations are right, meaning you're not trying to run a kettle or a hairdryer, and you want clean power for laptops, phones, cameras, lights, and a small fan, this is worth it. If you need to cook on electricity or run space heaters, you'll want a bigger unit, and you'll carry a lot more weight to do it. The 60-watt solar panel bundle is a nice match for casual use. It's not going to refill the station from empty super fast, but it's easy to set up. It trickle feeds reliably in decent sun, and the included cables make the whole thing plug and play. I did buy the shoulder strap separately, and I wish it came in the box. Not a deal breaker, just something I noticed once I started hauling it around more. If I had to sum up my experience, I'd say this is the portable power station I actually bring, because it's fast to refill, quiet, and the ports are set up for the way I work now. It has a couple software quirks I hope get tweaked in updates, but day to day it's been dependable, and I trust it for short outages and weekend trips. If you've got questions about specific gear you want to run on it, drop them below, and I'll try it if I can. If you've used the C300 with a CPAP or paired it with a different solar panel, share your setup. I'm curious how you dialed it in. If this video helped, consider subscribing for more real-use reviews and hands-on tests.